Good afternoon and welcome to the Windsor Star's Net News at Noon. As you can see, we're breaking with tradition today, sort of foregoing our usual battery of headlines because it's a special day. Windsor Mayor Eddie Francis, thanks for joining us here in the newsroom. Yeah, you're welcome. He announced this morning, folks, that he's going to run for a third term as mayor. He's been doing the talk show circuit today. He raced over here from AM 800. I hope he didn't speed, but he got here fast. Just so you know, he had to get a visitor's pass to come upstairs in the Windsor Star. Like everybody else.
Security's tight here. There
he goes. He's going to wear it as a boutonniere. Eddie, to the issue at hand here, I mean, lots of pros and cons, obviously. As you've talked about running for mayor, you've got a young and beautiful family at home.
Thank you.
You want to spend some time with, the demands of the job are tough, they're grueling. I mean, some good cake, almost $200K a year, but still, it's a tough gig. What turned the tide in favor of running again?
No, it was a tough decision, and I've been struggling with it for some time, and depending on where you got me and where I was in my decision-making, the border file took longer than I had expected, so when it got pushed into April, and then I was doing my State of the City address for the Chamber. And in the State of the City address, I was going to pick a date of June 14th to make a decision. But then I've always been saying that I've got these two big economic development files I needed to get wrapped up. And I wanted to ensure that whenever I made a decision that I had the option of making a decision, whether to stay or leave. So I needed to get those files done. They've been 99% complete. And then obviously I picked a date. Pros and cons, it's a tough job. It's a very demanding job, as any job would be. It is also a very rewarding job, and at the end of the day, when I had to assess in terms of whether or not I was going to put my name forward for consideration for next term and whether or not I was successful to be elected, I really looked at, okay, what do we have left in the next 4 years? And do I still have gas left in the tank? Do I have something to offer? And the last two terms have been very involved, right? The first term was fixing things. The second term has been really administrative. Then we had the strike. And now we're starting to come out of this recession. And there's a lot of economic development things coming that I want to be part of. And basically that's what it came down to.
Cut some ribbons. You've done some slogging. So you told the Star's Doug Schmidt that you wouldn't want to be seen as walking away at a critical time in the city's history. So what did you mean by that? And is there nobody else that can carry the torch?
Well, there's always somebody else, without a doubt. And I don't think this is about one individual, one office, or a group of individuals, or a council, or anything else. It takes a collective effort. But at the end of the day, we have a lot of good work to be done, and I believe that I had something to contribute. I believe that my leadership had something to offer, and if people chose that's what they wanted to continue with, I wanted to be part of the next, if you will, 4 years of what Windsor is going to experience in terms of how we're going to progress, and I wanted to be part of that. So I didn't want to be seen that I was walking away from that. Understanding that people may have a different opinion. People may choose a different course, but personally speaking, I believe that I had something to offer, and then I wanted to put it up there and stand for my record and allow people to make the decision.
Okay. Speaking of your record and allowing people to make the decision, let's get this out of the way right now. A promise made 7 years ago that you weren't going to be a career politician, that your term was not to exceed 2, is I think how you phrased it. You served 2 terms. You're running again. It's a broken promise. What happened?
Well, absolutely. When I first ran, I was 29 years old, and I viewed myself as a 2-term mayor. When I put that out there, I understood exactly what I was doing. And that was heavy on my consideration, heavy on my mind as I decided this and made this decision in terms of deciding going forward. I've made several promises that I've delivered on. This promise, I'm sure, will be in the minds of many, and the electorate will get to decide how they view that promise in the context of the other promises and the other things that we've been able to deliver on. But at the end of the day, I really had to ask myself, did I have anything that I wanted to offer? Did I have anything that would be of value? Is there a thing, and are there things that I can contribute to help the city? And am I prepared to do that? When I weighed those considerations, those certainly outweighed the cons, and I wanted to be part of it. Understanding, again, that people have a decision to make. I know that not everyone's going to support me, and I know that there's going to be a campaign. At the end of the day, that's what elections are about, and people will be able to measure and vote however they want to.
Exactly. So eventually you're going to hit the campaign trail. It's early days yet, but eventually you're going to hit the campaign trail. You're going to make some campaign promises. Given that you've broken one already, and again, there's extenuating circumstances that you've explained, and
Absolutely.
voters will judge you fine. Given that you've shown that you can break one promise already, why should they believe your promises in the future?
Well, I think what the electorate has to do, and not just in my case, but in all cases, they really have to study the candidates. They have to get to know the candidates. They have to understand the issues. They have to really ask the tough questions in terms of what this candidate will bring and how will this candidate represent me, whether at the city council level or at the school board level or provincial or federal level. From my perspective, I can only stand on my record. When I first ran for mayor, I campaigned on reducing the debt. I did that. I campaigned on holding the line on taxes. I did that. I campaigned on investing in infrastructure. I did that. I campaigned on keeping trucks off of East Row and fighting for a border solution. I did that. So my
and the arena, the Spitz.
and the arena, and there's many more, right? And that's the other reason to come back. The Memorial Cup for 2014.
Yeah, they might be in
right?
tough next year. Taylor Hall is going to be in Edmonton.
But we got to bring the Memorial Cup for 2014. So campaigns are about promises, and governing is clearly about delivering on those promises. And my record will be out there, and people will have to decide whether or not that's something that they want to continue or not continue.
Okay. Big meeting at council last night, obviously. It was emotional. I have something to show you here. Do you know what this is?
That's the quarter, and I don't know if it's the same quarter.
It's the same one.
It's the same quarter,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Folks, just so
we
you...
were going to use that for revenue until you guys took
Well,
it.
exactly. Here's my water rate increase right here. But no, folks, last night, emotional, raw meeting at City Council. You were on AM 800 talking about this. These are people's jobs, livelihoods, it's tax dollars, very sort of important issues to people on sort of powerful arguments on both sides. At one point near the end, folks, last night, if you watched it, Gene Fox, the CUPE leader, when the writing was on the wall and it appeared that it was going to pass the parking enforcement officers outsource in savings of, according to Jones and Hatfield, 27 cents a month, she threw this quarter onto the blue City of Windsor carpet and said, "Here's my 25 cents," stormed out of the council chambers. A lot of folks last night talked about morale at City Hall, obviously a 101-day CUPE strike, some bitterness, some bad memories. What are you going to do to fix that problem, and can it be fixed?
I don't know if it can be fixed right away. That's not to say that we won't try to fix it. But obviously there are a lot of sour relations at City Hall, especially with our unionized staff, given the fact that we dealt with the daycare issue. And when this council decided to close the daycares and get out of the daycare business, that affected a number of individuals in the bumping process in terms of them now going through the process of displacing others until we settle through. It could take another 2 to 3 years. Then that was followed up, obviously, with the garbage recycling contracting out that will have an impact on Local 82, and last night on parking enforcement. So without a doubt, there are a lot of bitter feelings at City Hall among our unionized group. Our management staff have been working very closely with both locals in terms of the bumping for the daycare and 543. The cooperative relationship, I think, has helped them find positions for different people. But these are difficult decisions. They're not easy decisions. As you indicated, they are passionate. There are opinions on both sides. But decisions are made. And we have to respect the fact that we have differences of opinion and we can disagree without being disagreeable. With regards to Jean throwing the quarter, I'm just going to take that as her getting caught up in the emotion of the moment. But leaders can't get caught up in the emotion of the moment, because we have to show up the next day and we have to work. And it's incumbent, and I think Councillor Mara made a very valid point yesterday, as well as echoed by his council colleagues. We all have a responsibility here to play our part. That includes the leadership of 543 and 82. So going forward, we'll do our best, but let's be honest about it. It's going to be some time. It's going to be difficult, and the relations are going to take some time before they're mended.
Okay, can you give us any sort of a taste of what's to come? Little scoop here for the Net News. Anything going to happen with the university? Anything going to happen with the art gallery lands? What can we look forward to?
I'll give you this, Don. That weighed heavy on my mind. We have a number of active files that somewhat have been just out there. So the next 2 months, we've got to get those files done. Members of the City Council dealt with one economic development file in camera yesterday and gave the go-ahead, and that should be announced sometime in August. And I referenced it in my State of the City address. That project is, I would equate it as being the beginning of something as equally as exciting and as transformational as the border project. And it deals.
Is it a canal?
It deals with transportation. No, it's not a canal. Canal would be public, but
well, that deals with transportation.
But it deals with transportation. The second major announcement that is 99% complete with legal will be announced. I believe the proponents want to announce sometime at the end of August. I also referenced that in my State of the City as being an exciting project with new industry. Both of those announcements we had hoped to get out the door mid-June, but that did not take place. The university and the college and the city, I know there have been a lot of rumors. We continue to look at different ways. I'll make no secret about it, and I don't think Dr. Strasser or Dr. Wolberman would make any secret about it. We're trying to find ways to increase the university and college present in the downtown. We're not there yet, but we continue to look at ways to try to do that and try to find ways to make that happen.
Okay, we're going to have to wrap this up soon because I want to get under the 10-minute thing here. So I think I'm over 10 minutes, but we're going to post it to YouTube anyway. So, but folks, we're going to have a cover it live, a live chat, just like we do every Monday. That's going to start at 1. Mayor Francis has agreed to take part for a few minutes. Busy day for him. It was a late last night, so send us in your questions. We'll have a little bit of a debate online. Eddie, listen, thank you very much. I know you're busy. I appreciate it.